Thanks, guys. It was a big game as far as just not homecoming and all that, but it was a big game for us to clean some things up. Probably played one of the most cleanest games out there. Protected the ball well. We're very balanced offensively, running, throwing the ball, go 400 or 500 yards offense. Defensively, I thought it was again one of the best things about at least mental errors, clean as far as execution and what we need to do. So I was real pleased with that. I thought, there was times, obviously, yes, there's plenty of room for improvement. We left some points off the board. We had a couple of big plays hit us defensively. Those are things you're always going to continue to try to work on, make sure you're trying to correct. But real pleased with that, where we're at right now. I'm glad we got the W and gives us opportunity, obviously, to play in a big game. Every time we getting that W gives us an opportunity again to host UCA with an opportunity to play for the top of this conference. And big game coming up, and they're obviously UCA is a very physical football team, great defense, got great running backs, receivers. They're playing really well right now, 6-1, and we know that we're going to have to play our best football. Again, that's what you expect. Right now, we had no different than anything else. We're coming in here to game 8, and we expect to play the best football of our season right now. And I think we're primed to do that, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to go out there and see how well we can play. All right.
Coach, the offense, season high yardage, it seems like every week it's another season high, something like that. Well, what's kind of been the key to the turnaround offensively?
I think there's just some growing up going on. We got guys obviously getting more comfortable in positions. A lot of new faces, and there had to be also a maturation process of just learning how to do your job and assignments, and just the ability to learning how to win too. That you got to be consistent with it. So our guys have worked hard. That hasn't been an issue. The great attitude, worked extremely hard. They've continuously got better since game 1. It wasn't as fast as we would have liked and things like that, but they've continued to grow, and that's all you can really ask. And that's what you're looking for on a football team is can we get better on a week-to-week basis? And I think we've done that up to now, and we've got to continue though. We got to continue forward though, no doubt.
Any update on Allen?
He's supposed to practice this week, and we'll see when we get him out there, get him to throw the ball around, and see what he can do.
So no decision?
No, it's not right now.
When do you expect to make a decision?
As soon as I see him throw, I mean, really, we see him practicing. If he has the ability to throw, we'll see how well. At that point, we'll have to make a decision who gives us the best opportunity to win.
Just following that up, they say that's easily his best game of the year.
Yeah.
So right now, if he plays like that's got to make you feel good going into this.
Yeah, it was huge. Again, just giving you a comfort factor there. Him coming and play so well, execute the offense like he wanted to. Was very consistent. Like I said, protect the football. Made some great passes. Made some tough runs. So again, that's just what you want to be. Is it's not an adversarial thing. That it's a luxury. And I think right now we got a luxury that both of the last 2 guys we've got on the field have played at a pretty high level the last 2 times they've been out there. So we got to keep it going and make sure we're executing at a high level this Saturday.
Is there a possibility both of them play, or you plan on making a decision?
We'll make a decision on whenever he gets to practice, go through practice and see where he's at, and then we'll make a decision. Like I said, who's functioning at the highest level.
You got to feel good. No longer last in the Southland turnover margin. Y'all have done pretty well the past couple of weeks. Just how do you feel to kind of climb out of that cellar a little bit?
Well, it has a huge reflection on winning. When you're on the negative side of turnovers, it's hard to win ball games. And a lot of that goes in just, like I said, executing and take care of the ball. And you got to know where you're going with the ball a lot of times, and then guys make sure they're doing the right things. And defensively, you got to feel comfortable enough so you can actually go out there and take swats and cause fumbles and poke the ball and be in position to make interceptions and those things. So, again, as we're mature, and those opportunities are going to create themselves a lot more. And hopefully we can, if we can stay on the plus side, I feel comfortable about the rest of the season. But we got to stay on the plus side of the turnover margin.
You talked a good bit about that. I mean, is that turnaround and turnover margin probably one of the things you're most proud of in this team?
That's one of our biggest things right now. I think it's something, again, that when you're doing it. And if you're turning the ball over and you're not getting them, I mean, it's hard to win ball games, you know. That's probably, again, one of the things I am very pleased with. There were some other things that took place, but that was probably the one that sticks out the most to me.
Coach, can you comment on Central Arkansas's offense, please?
Yeah, they're a run first team. They want to be physical. Coach Campbell does a great job, offensive line. Those guys, they're going to be physical, come out and try to establish the run. There's no question there. They've got some guys, they got a little platoon, about 3 tailbacks that are playing quite a bit. They're physical downhill guys. They get their pads down, finish runs. They've got a couple skilled guys on the outside that are real dangerous. I mean, 88 and 4, obviously ones that jump off the screen at you. They both are very talented guys. Quarterback's doing a good job of managing the offense right now. He doesn't make a lot of bad decisions, doesn't take sacks, throws the ball away. Doesn't take a lot of chances with the ball. He's playing pretty clean football right now.
When you look at some of their numbers, I mean, they're at the top of the Southland in pretty much every statistic. What is their weakness? How do you attack them?
Well, I mean, first of all, we got to go out and stop the run. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You got to stop the run. You got to get them behind the sticks and make them do some things they're not used to doing. We got to have success on 1st and 10, most importantly, defensively. And if we can do that and put them in some second long, third long situations, there's a chance that we can rush the quarterback and make him have to throw the ball down the field. I think, again, that's playing more into our hands. How do you do that? Well, we got a good technique. We got to get down. We got our pads down up front. We got to play more physical. We got to make sure we fit everything right, and we got to tackle these guys. They're not easy to tackle. I mean, these guys are breaking a lot of tackles. They're not the shifty guys. They're running through people with their pads down. They're very physical. So, I think we just got to go out and be physical. They're going to test. They're going to check to see how tough we are. And that part of it's going to be old school football. We'll line up and do inside run for a couple periods and see how we do.
You're hard on it every week establishing a run, but you guys go for 334 last week, and it was pretty spread out. You got to feel great about that. And do you think you guys can be able to continue that type of situation?
We need to be able to continue it. I'm real happy with it. Again, that was one thing. We have been able to run the ball not as much as effective as we liked the last couple of weeks. So I thought it was real important for us to establish that run game going forward from here on. I mean, it's tough to win ball games late in October, November if you don't have a dominant run game. It was a positive to see a lot of guys get involved. It really goes back to, I think, the offensive line or fullbacks and tight ends. They just did a tremendous job blocking, receivers downfield blocking, and Coach Barrett he does a good job of calling plays. So I think that's a big part of it. You can run the football; it opens up a lot of other things. It gives you the ability to throw the ball. It gives you one-on-one matchups. It gives you able to protect your quarterback a lot better. So I'm pleased with that, and it's something we obviously, I think that's just part of a philosophy, believe in. I believe in that you got to be able to run the football and play good defense to win football games and win championships.
Kind of in the same vein there, y'all have always had, that running back by committee. A lot of guys get a lot of touches. What's the advantages to doing it that way as opposed to one guy, give him the ball, let him go?
Yeah, one of the things that, you create some more depth. And when something does happen to that one guy, you're not going to an inexperienced player out there. So that's a big part of it. Again, if we had a dominant guy that he was head above, shoulders above everybody else, then I had no problem feeding him the rock and let's go. We've got a couple of them that are all very close. They're good players at this level. They're all good enough to play, and so we're trying to keep them healthy too. Multiple of them, except for Juice, they're not big guys. They're 190, 200 pounders. So taking that type of pounding inside, sometimes again they're going to get dinged up and nicks and nacks, and you got to be able to keep those guys healthy. And you got to have guys obviously that have experience carrying the ball, toting it. You don't want to go down to some guy that you don't want to get in game 8 and some guy that never touched the football and you got to hand him the rock 40 times because you've relied on one guy.
So you prefer having the multiple back kind of system?
I'll take it either way it comes. If I had Leonard Fournette, I'd hand him the ball 40 times. So probably shouldn't have said it in a press conference. No. But anyway, if you got that guy, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I think there's more of a parity in our guys. We've got multiple guys that can do that, and if you're going to do that, you got to be able to keep them healthy and keep them on the field. But most important for me is make sure you got to have those guys for the long haul.
What do you see in their defense that you're looking at?
Really good. Starts with their front four. They're physical. They are very physical up front. The front four. The linebackers are downhill guys. They got their invert started for a couple of years too. It's a strong safety. He's a heck of a football player. They're very good on defensive ball. They're very assignment sound. They don't do a lot. They're not real flashy. They're going to play a lot of base defense and just come get you and hit you in the mouth. And they do a very good job of it. So that'll be. This game is a lot about who's going to control the line of scrimmage. That's it. I mean, I think on both sides of the ball, it's who's going to control the line of scrimmage and how physical are we going to be and how physical can they be and who's going to do it the best, the longest.
Rasheed Harrell, I think my math's correct. 100 yards puts him at number 5, Southeastern all-time rushing yards.
Yeah.
What kind of player has he been for you the past couple years?
He's been a really consistent player. He's been, he's been explosive. Just like he opens up and gets the 50-yard run to start the game off with. He's done that throughout his career. He was a guy coming in this thing. Obviously, thought again early. He kind of had a hot hand. We're getting ready to feed him. Get a little dinged up, and then we got kind of not go that route and hand him the ball a bunch. But he's been a great player for us. He's been a consistent guy in big games. He's always made big plays. And that's what you're looking for. You want those type of guys that want the ball in their hands in the big times.
Have you guys going last?
I think we're pretty good. I mean, yeah, I feel pretty good about things. And we got the normal, bumps and bruises, but that's what you got. You're going game 8, and that's going to happen. I think the one thing that's really helped us is we have and come off a game like that. We played a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. I know we played over 20 some guys offensively. Pretty significant snaps, and then we played over 30 guys on defense. And I don't think we had a starter on defense go over 30 snaps. That's so we played a lot of guys. They should be fresh and they should be feeling pretty good.
Compared to last year, it's got to be nothing going to do. Right?
Yeah, compared to last year, it's a piece of cake. Yeah, we've got some guys out that I really wish we were back there, but most of them we had some guys go down in camp and they missed the whole year and then we lost a great one I think a couple weeks ago, Michael Vick, the offensive lineman. But those things are going to happen, and you got to get the mentality. Is really that next man up, and it's your chance, opportunity to shine, and a chance to make a mark for yourself and make your own name. And when they embrace that type of philosophy, and the next guy's got to be ready to do that. He's got to put himself in position by how he's got to been working up to that for this opportunity to come. And I think we've got multiple guys that have done that. They've stayed true to it and not lowered their head and said, I'm not getting any reps, and kind of went in the tank and didn't bust their tail. I mean, we got guys that are busting their tail, and they're, we're pretty young across the board, so it's a lot easier to happen when you got that. When you got those guys that are freshmen or redshirt freshmen and sitting in those roles, I mean, they can still see the light at the end of the tunnel, so they know their day's coming. And so our guys have continued to work pretty hard and getting better, and a lot of them have put themselves in a position to where, if their opportunity comes knocking, I think they're ready to answer it.
Just in terms of games here and what this means for you guys, for a lot of these guys, this is maybe their first time playing in a game like this.
Yeah.
What are you seeing from them so far heading into this game?
Well, really, I mean, we saw them, I see them Sunday. We get Monday off, so I haven't seen them yet today. But we talked a little bit about Sunday, this is what you kind of, this is what you do it for 8 months to get hopefully you've done is take care of your business, put you an opportunity to go play in a game of this caliber. But I think our guys right now are just looking forward to the opportunities to find out how good can we be. It's hard to find out how good you are until you push to the test. Early on we weren't ready to answer that bell. I think hopefully we are. We'll find out Saturday. I mean, I know the UCA is a very good football team. We're going to have to play our best football to play at their level. No doubt. We're going to have to play better than we have. And hopefully we're ready to do that.
We went 3 weeks without getting a sack, and then the last 3 weeks, it's been 9 sacks. What's been the difference getting to the quarterback the past few weeks?
Again, I think it's the same as everything else. Again, you got to get guys that, we left a lot of sacks on the table in the first 4 ball games. The guy didn't run the right stunt. The guy didn't run the right blitz. The guy didn't hit the right gap. The guy didn't go. The guy didn't keep contained, so he ran out, scrambled out of the pocket. The guy, so many busts, and when you're doing those things, you're not going to, I mean, you don't deserve the opportunity to get a sack when you make mistakes like that. So you got to function as a unit, and for somebody, so somebody's going to get the credit, get the reward, get the payday, and when you do that, you know, everybody has success. So.